Hi, welcome to the After Show for episode 28? 28. Yeah. That's a lot of episodes. Hey, hi,
Yes.
After Show. I really thought that there was like a 50% chance Ollie was getting into a fight in that room.
I did too.
Yeah. It was there.
Oh, I'm aware. Oh, God, we always forget to do this. You have a stain.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Let's see.
It's three dice versus it. It's not much of a problem.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me 3d10. I just want to see what you roll.
Yeah.
Okay, you're fine. As always. You cling on to that last bit of humanity.
None of us have to roll. We didn't take
Yeah, I took those stains away from you. You guys were already at humanity 5, so murdering is not a big deal for you.
Especially when it was murdering a guy who needs to be wiped or we die.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Dakota was so behind that. She was like, I can't kill him for realsy? Like, you don't care? On it.
A part of me feels like the prince is okay with somebody asking questions. It's like constantly keeping someone in check. I would rather have someone loyally following me and asking questions as opposed to just blindly following me.
Yep.
Yeah, out of interest, it was a while ago. Who else could have become prince? Because it was definitely Norris. Bella was inside.
Norris was, well, behind the scenes, like, you don't know who was vying for it. You knew Norris was vying for it, and you knew about halfway through that Bella was vying for it once Ava got pulled in to the whole thing. As far as who else was vying for it, all I'll say is there were 2 others.
Okay, like I assumed people on the Primogen Council mostly, so like I'd assume maybe Persephone. I don't see Snitch as that guy.
Unlikely.
Who else is on the council then?
I mean, you're assuming it was council members, but I can give you a list.
Yeah, it closes the loop a little bit.
At that point in time, council was pretty small.
It was like 6
because Max only kept 4 on his council at the time.
Okay, so that's it.
It was just Snitch, Bella, Norris, and Persephone that were on the council at the time of you being embraced. But when you were embraced, there was no prince. There was only those 4 members. It was very weird in the beginning there.
I assume the other one might have been like...
Could have been a high-ranking Justicar or...
I was going to go with the 2 Malkavians going to share the princedom.
Possibly the 2 Malkavians. And then there are others that you've never really talked to that are on this chart that you never really had to worry about coming in contact with because your decisions never led you to them. So, you don't know. I don't know.
She's definitely the best out of her and Norris.
Yeah.
I mean, Toreador typically are easier to talk to as a whole, as a clan, because they don't rule like Venture do, where Venture are the Blue Bloods, right? They believe themselves to be kings and act like it. That's why you find them as CEOs all over the world, because they can act more like a king as a CEO than they can as other things. They're much more. They're political, but they're like cold. They're like cold diplomacy, where Toreador are constantly trying to appeal to you, get you in their inner circle, make you trust them.
I mean, even then, like regardless of their style of diplomacy, I still think would have been better than.
Oh, as a character, yeah. I mean, what you know, Bella was definitely the better choice of the 2.
She's still playing us like a fiddle, but
how's everybody feeling? Everybody's so quiet.
Yeah, I'm just surprised we all kind of went along with it, to be honest. Or we like.
Sorry, do you suggest we fight the prince?
I feel like we all have to talk about it as a coterie, but it is kind of like I feel uneasy about it. But we can't say no in that moment, or we're gonna die. So we had no choice, really.
You are on the 25th or 35th floor, or whatever it is, of a gigantic skyscraper.
Yeah, we'd never make it out alive.
One good roll and one good tackle could send you and her both careening to both of your deaths. But you could take her out.
Which chat was all about. Chat was like, take her out. Yeah, they were like, toss her out the window, toss her out the window.
Chat was moving way too fast for me to pay
and then they were like, oh, and Zach and Ava could grab Dakota. I was like, I'd love to see that happen.
No, there's a 50% chance that Zach wins on the Dominate. It's like 55-45 or something. Yeah. So that's the best you have.
Yeah, they were like, if you both grapple her. And I was like,
no, if that had gone down, Zach would have just held Ava and walked to the side and been like, they sorted it out. Fuck this. We're not getting involved.
But it's really interesting. Like, Bella made a choice to not bond Dakota again, which was a huge move for her. And she did it without knowing we'd be back to like deal with the box situation. So like she had already won Dakota for the day. Period.
Yeah. And I just know like Zach had his thoughts on what was going on with the prince. And the minute she came out with that box and started saying some weird things, she was talking about the Sabbat, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, I just me and Zach were like, oh my god.
Well, there's some
she's Team Sybil.
Lore-wise, there's some shit going down in New York right
In New York, yeah.
Yeah, like real bad.
Started off by Sybil.
You sure about that?
Is it? Was it?
Wasn't it her La Sombra who was pretending to be a Ventrue who kicked...
That was DC.
Oh, that's DC.
Okay.
Right,
that was
right.
DC fell because of that. No, New York, out of game, like you can just look at you can read it in the book if you fucking want. It's right there. The sewers of New York are overrun.
Is it that fungus thing?
It's not really a fungus as much as it's a throbbing living creature that may or may not be the Zamichi antediluvian, growing in New York sewers as a gigantic creature and devouring all those who come down there.
Oh my god.
Well,
he kind of went a little bit far with his power. He was like, I wonder if I can turn myself into like just a giant blob of sewer gunk.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Like that's like the out of game like knowledge that players and everybody has. But like in the world, like nobody really knows what's going on down there. The Camarilla knows they're having issues in New York, and that there's whispers that it's bot oriented, but beyond that, there's not much that you can know. But yeah, like the Zamichi antediluvian is like growing in the fucking sewers. It's super gross. It's like absolutely horrible.
Sounds fucking bizarre. Oh man.
Which
Yeah,
is,
that's
you know,
weird.
yeah, no, it's super weird. Like the Camarilla around the world is just having problems. That's the point of V5. V5 is like the Camarilla's still around, but they're collapsing.
They're having issues, yeah. Interesting. I don't know, there was so much that happened this episode. Obviously, like if Dakota had opened the box, we would have been fucked. More ways to Sunday.
It crossed my mind at one point that I may have to make a decision of whether or not I'm going to fight Dakota.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the absolute power move on Bella's part to be like, come stand next to me, Dakota.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I knew it too, but the whole time I had thought, would I choose Bella or Ollie? Because I have been simmering on this for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but a level 3 blood bond means you choose her.
Yeah, but aren't I out of a level 3?
You will be when the month ticks over.
Yeah, because you haven't fed
She's
the
saying
month.
she's not going to renew.
But couldn't I have rolled against it?
You could have rolled
tried to
against
break
it,
it.
but it's with her in your sight. It's every round. So technically in game, it's every 3 seconds. You're like trying.
Man, if she had made me kill Ollie, that would have turned Dakota's entire
that would have been
to a long-term plan of bringing Bella down.
Genuinely, like that was an option. It would have been kind of a rough turn of events, but
I'd have paid to see that. I'd have loved to see them just face off and go toe to toe in that apartment. It would have been amazing. It would have been Captain America Civil War.
From a viewer perspective, that would have been incredible to watch. Just the two powerhouses. The penthouse would have been destroyed in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Just the amount of strength behind Bub's punching and your punching, the throwing, the apartment would have been destroyed.
Oh my god.
We probably both would have died. If I would have had any opportunity to get a hold of her, knowing that she was just under blood bond and that the foreseeable future meant that she was stuck, I probably would have just taken her and gone out the window.
It's funny. I
Honestly,
actually
that would have been kind of a cool way to go too.
Yep, I had actually considered, depending on how all this went, one of the thoughts I had was Dakota's got. I brought it up. It's like she's like, I don't know what I'm doing. She said that to Prince Bella. She feels super lost, like she has no purpose or point. And she was going to ask Ollie if he wanted to watch the sunrise together.
That's adorable.
Wow.
Be done with it. Like, fuck it. What's the point of this life? Because I think Ollie was in a very similar, like, why? What's the whole point of all of this? Though the difference is that he has something rooting him here, which is Rowan.
Yeah.
Coda doesn't have that. So
the thing is, if I die at this point, I think Rowan's like, they're not gonna just kill Rowan because like they have nothing to gain from killing Rowan.
If you die in the line of service, like they probably will just let him live.
Yep.
Yeah. If you died like opposing them, then what point do they have to keeping Rowan around if you're dead?
Yeah.
It's also like you can't
throw your
life away to oppose us. to everyone else, because they'll be like, no, we'll still destroy everything you love afterwards. Otherwise, everyone will be like, well, if I throw my life away, my children still live. It's a sign to everyone else.
There's no point in keeping your kid around and alive if you die trying to fight the Camarilla.
I will tell you, though, Bella's left me feeling, Chelsea, not Dakota, feeling uneasy with this whole, like, the four of you have been chosen, you're the only people but no.
Yeah.
And Dakota did bring it up. She's like, the level of transparency here, like, are you not going to tell anybody?
Yeah, that's me too. Ava questioned it too. Like, you're not going to tell your Primogen Council, like, this is just us. That's very...
And no wonder she was dodging the damn question when I asked her what was in the box so hard.
The only reason she even openly told you is because Rudy's loose lips let Ollie know. So Ollie immediately already had knowledge that he shouldn't have had, at least in Bella's mind. Again, Rudy and Bella, very different people. And if Rudy, I mean, if knowing how this coterie operates and has operated over the past 3 years in Chicago, to like just go with that and be like, it's fine, he knows. That's way too risky for you four, because it'll fucking leak. You guys leak everything. She knows that. So she's kind of had a decision to make.
Yeah.
And in her mind, whether it's the right decision or wrong decision, every character is fallible in some way. This could have been the wrong decision for her. But in her mind, the best way to keep you four shut up is to ensure that you're the only fucking four who know it. Because then she knows. That was her best play in the moment when Ollie was like in the prison cell and it's like, he works with Methuselah. That was all. It was like, okay, we've got to
shut him up.
Now Bella has to make a choice. Could have killed Ollie. Could have been the easiest way, but that would have caused more problems. Yeah. Would have had to kill all four of you in the process, probably. That would have caused questions and why did the prince personally kill the coterie? Blah, blah, blah. She could have probably come up with an excuse, but then Rudy's still out there knowing that he had a conversation. There's too many loose ends if she just kills the four of you.
Yep.
That's her logic. Just, out of game and after show material stuff. Yeah, I feel like, it was just that whole like, okay, shit, you let her know that it's time to do something.
Ollie's never been loyal to someone before.
No, you have not.
So
to yourself and to your son.
If she guarantees these things, she will have unending loyalty.
And did I tell her that? I told her that when she asked, would Ollie be loyal? I said, as long as you keep his son safe.
You've been telling her that for in game, like probably like a year.
Yeah.
You're telling her that now. But it was your decisions in this. I did not come into the session and go, here's how it's likely going to go. I came into the session and was like, here are the toys they're going to play with. Let's see what happens. Go.
Ollie's still not just going to like feed on people.
That's fine. I mean, you still have Humanity 6.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I knew what I had to do. I just, out of game, I didn't like doing it. In game, I realized it was a necessary evil at that point.
Yeah.
That's.
I was already on the necessary evil train as soon as I was like, oh, yes, Mr. Zakahelois, can you just stay here a little while? I was like, oh, okay, we're on that train now. Woo, woo!
Yeah, Ollie won't say anything about it since he knows that this is her guarantee, the prince guarantees, and she's openly agreed that she's willing to talk with me. I'm not going to say anything to anybody.
Dakota's just glad everybody's on the prince train, and she's not riding it by herself anymore.
This is the first time the four of you have been on the same fucking train.
Are we?
That's true.
It took us this long.
I don't know. Are you? I don't know.
To be fair, nobody's been honest. Like, everyone's always been like, well, you have to do this because. Like, why? Because. Like, don't be a dick. Just say why.
Yep.
Let me align with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, there was actually a literal, like, when all of us pledged, like, allegiance to Bella in the moment, that I actually let a smile. Like, Dakota smiled and was like, fuck yeah.
No, it finally felt like the coterie had agreed on something. For the first time.
And we were all there in it to win it. Fuck yeah.
This is going to make the last two sessions interesting. I'm very excited to see how it all goes.
Me too.
I did like your poke at LA. Like, I hear it's fallen to Anarchs.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, okay, all right.
Damn.
I see what you've done there.
Well, in lore it has. Like, lore-wise, it has fallen to the
It
Anarch.
has.
But if you want to, like, compare, like, there's also the other show that does Anarch run, and they're in LA. So it's kind of a cool, like, whether they're in the same universe or not is obviously a fucking up in the air. But yeah, that was a cool way to kind of give a little nudge to our companion.
I was about to say, Jason actually gave us a shout out yesterday on
did he?
somebody's post. Yeah, they were like, "What other great
Awesome.
VTM campaigns?" And he listed us in a list.
Yeah. Jason does it occasionally.
Yeah, he gave us a good shout out, which was cool.
I
So
think
at
we're
least he
generally
knows we're out there.
the second shout outist by everyone. I think we're the second biggest one.
Yeah, I think we are the second biggest vampire show.
Whoop, whoop. We're a lot darker.
I've
Could I
never.
have done anything differently
In what part?
in that like word vomit when I was like,
I thought the
okay,
word vomit was perfect.
Here's everything.
Yeah,
I thought it was good too.
I feel like Ollie did as best as he could with the
The
situation.
only thing that irked like Zach was that you said, "Oh, we had a conversation, and I told them about the Inquisition, and then I went and killed them." And I was like, "No, you went and killed them before I had a conversation." That's what annoyed Zach.
No, there was a conversation. I was there. I just remained invisible. I messaged Mathis and was like, "I'm leaving now." I like at this point.
I didn't know about the people on the roof though, because I found out the people on the roof when my bird got back, which was as you were scaling.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know about the Inquisition actually being there. Like we knew about the cross being there, we didn't know like what the situation was like tactically, which is why Zach was like, we didn't know about the situation. We could have been in trouble on the ground.
I didn't say anything about it because like it felt like a personal attack against Ollie, and like he's never wanted to just be like, okay, yeah, you can shit on me when
Yeah, right.
like that.
Yeah.
That just won't fly.
Yep.
Yeah, you did mention, you were saying in your little speech that like you felt like you were the thorn in everybody's side or something, which Ava didn't agree with. I think you were in the moment, you were upset, especially after what happened with Zach and Cammy. But like I don't think that necessarily we feel that way about
you. It's more than that though, right? Like look at the La Sombra, the pasta joint, right? It's like just case it, don't do anything. Ollie was like, I have to go in. If Rowan could be in there, I have to go in.
Right.
And that was a cock up right there. And I knew like I got chewed out by everyone. Yeah, I know, right? Totally different. I got chewed out by everybody on that one as well, except Dakota. Dakota was like, yeah, you know, we kind of banged that one up a little bit, but even though
I was there to support you, I created
exactly.
distraction. So
that's because Ollie, he's kind of like he's the trigger man, right? We have the trigger man, then we have your cleaner. The cleaner is clearly Zach. And then we've got our honeyed words, which is Ava, and Dakota is like she's kind of playing all front.
Because
Ava is a different form of trigger man, I think.
I was gonna say like because that's what I was saying. Like there's been moments where Ava's messed up, there's been moments where Dakota's messed up. So it's like we all have our things. But I know in the moment Ollie was feeling pretty like torn up about a lot of what happened.
You also have to think about every time we've ever been in front of the council.
Yep.
Ava Heloise, Zach Heloise, young Dakota.
And it's just like Ollie.
And Ollie.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that under Norris. It's like
not
the
like
Undella.
Or it's always like Ollie has to get pulled away for something. Like, come by, talk with Snitch. Or
no, that's usually because Ollie's disappearing the next week.
I know.
I specifically remember that I think it was Sienna. Sienna like side eyes the fuck out of me every time I'm around.
Oh, Sienna hates like Kadif, Nosferatu.
Yeah, man, you're Nos.
You're Nos. But the thing is that it took Dakota a long time to get noticed. Last time I checked, up until I was bonded to Bella, they treated me like shit. It used to piss me off.
You say that the entire time for Zach, it's been Ava and her brother Zach.
And their pet dog.
Yeah. You know what? It's changed up.
I was going to say, things have changed.
Yeah, we've had a shift.
You can't look back and go, this is when everything changed. Because like every 4 to 5 sessions, the dynamic is shifting because of the choices and things you guys make. It's great. It's great to watch.
True.
Yeah, Bella's asking Dakota how she would handle the meth through me for a loop.
People, I noticed around that point, people are like, man, Bella's really, really nice. And it's a different way of manipulating, right?
Yes.
Like, but people don't see it because people think, when you think of a prince, if you think stereotypical prince,
right?
They're hoity-toity and be like,
that's because they're Ventru. Like, that's not how Toreador work.
Right, but there are others out there, of course. But yeah, so when you do something different, people are like, man, she's too nice. I'm like, she's manipulating the fuck out of her.
No,
she's trying.
Since when have we got her to do something for us? It's always been us doing stuff for her, which is just the same as any other prince.
Yeah, exactly. She just makes it happen different.
Which is why, I'm like, well, she's just another prince telling us what to do. I just care that we don't get killed by it. Like,
yeah, No, Toreador princedom is actually really. It's the first time I've ever played a Toreador as a prince. It's really enjoyable to kind of hit that dynamic because most of the time, like you said, it's usually a Ventrue that's running the city because that just seems to be they're the ones willing to do the dirtiest of deeds to attain power.
I definitely want Ollie to feel like he's useful to her. Like every time when she was like, "Are you done?" It's like, "There's one more thing." "Are you done now?" There's one more thing. Talk about the milk cabinet. We should talk about this. It's like nobody else was saying those things, but I imagine everybody else was.
Weaseled your way into her inner circle by choice or not. Now you have an opportunity to, make yourself as literally useful directly to the prince herself.
Yep. Dakota's just happy that everybody else is going to be there to enjoy Bella.
The one thing I think is that the last session, we might have a humanity drop for Ollie because going through a lot of people in an orphanage.
There is a humanity drop for Ollie, and it's the last session. I feel like that's the most fitting time for it to happen.
Because it's going to be full of people you're going to have to kill to get through to save a bunch of children. I guess maybe that bounces out, but it's still killing. I don't know how that works.
Still murder. Which is why, it's not like a 2-dot stain, it's like a 1-dot stain, but either way.
Ollie can kill more than 4 people.
So, like, do I take stains for defending myself?
If you kill them, yes. If you just knock them unconscious.
If you kill someone in self-defense and you had no knowledge of them coming at you, like I can see a reason for that being 0 stains but being cut up. But if we go there knowing we are going to kill a lot of people, I guess that is still a stain.
Or the possibility of murder is going to happen when you walk in. You kind of write off that excuse.
Yeah, because we know going in, we're going to be killing every adult in the building.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Zach was like, "Are you ready to kill every adult, regardless if the second Inquisition or not?" Because you won't know who is second Inquisition. We're going to kill every adult.
What would be Camille's play in this? If she were to show up alone, if she perchance followed the note to the T, and she showed up alone,
if she had approached that place without, like, just followed the note without going to you guys and just like going.
Yeah.
Camille might be in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah.
She had no knowledge of what was waiting for her there.
Would Rudy have stopped her?
That's a good question.
Interesting.
Probably not.
I was about to say, I think he would have told what had happened. He might have reported it, but I don't think he would have stopped it. I don't particularly like Rudy very much.
To any of like.
I mean, who does?
Now we really know who he is. Like,
it might have straight up been like, let the Inquisition take out a Primogen to be like, look, you need to deal with this orphanage.
She is a Ventrue and he is a Lasombra.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, though.
Oh, Lasombra fucking despise the Ventrue and vice versa.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
He probably would have let it happen.
That's
just
why when Bella was like, Lasombra can come back, was a fuck you to the Ventrue who she'd opposed.
Right.
Yep. So, I mean, there's a good chance Rudy might have just let Camille do her thing. If she succeeds, great. If she doesn't, great. Who cares?
Wow.
So they, of course, they're going to have forces. They're expecting a Primogen to show up. Someone who's at least aged enough to be elected on council.
Yeah.
I'm already plotting. I'm already thinking things. I can't wait to do a plotting episode and a scouting episode.
Next week.
I know. I'm so excited.
It's going to be a good scouting episode because we don't have Ollie.
Ollie can't punch somebody to death.
So I've essentially been gone like 6.5 hours then, because I went 3 hours there.
Yeah, you're gonna be gone like 3 hours. 3 hours time thing. Maybe
there'll be an excuse. You'll show up late if need be for whatever reason. I imagine.
Yeah, like you can assume that you're gone to the point where you need to sleep the day away before you return. Because again, they only have 48 hours, so they're gonna do a day of scouting. You'll be gone. The next day is the assault. You'll be back.
Will I have any time to do anything, or should I
Depends on what you want to do.
Okay.
So if it's something elaborate, probably not. But if it's something that you can get done in a couple of hours, yeah, you probably could make an attempt anyway. Just throw me what you want to do, and I'll let you know if it's possible.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Man, knowing all of this, there was this moment. I'm gonna have to message Mathis. There's something Dakota wished she could have told Bella, but it needed to just be her and Bella.
Okay. Well,
no more life boon.
That's true.
Yeah, I was not letting us walk out of there.
Good.
She was like, Rudy made a mistake. I was like, oh, we are using
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
The thing is, I don't
That was
think I
good.
could have asked for it. If I would have asked
That
for
was
it, it would have been like
Yeah.
a very obvious statement.
Right,
You-
which is why I was like, I've said little to nothing. Now's my chance.
The only
That
things
was
that I
good.
wanted to ask about, I was like, I'm going to try and keep this to minimum. One, I want to talk to Persephone. So, is there anything I should be aware of? Is this some sort of play of her against you? Two, can we destroy the orphanage in a different way so we don't kill the kids?
Oh,
And like,
and you got ballsy for the whole
Diablerie.
diablerie.
Genuinely-
That was ballsy.
genuinely, I meant it as a like, because I don't think I will pass a Diablerie test. I don't have the strength to do it. I think more of it is like a, if we're Generation 13, people can compel us to do stuff. I genuinely think it might be a good idea for if we just get bumped up from a generation. Because even if you fail, you still get bumped up. You just don't get
Still
XP.
up in general.
Well, and that's what actually. So if Mark had made it back, Dakota's request was going to be to ask Bella to drain him because she was getting suspicious about people like messing with her mind.
Mhm.
And because she held so much information, and now we hold this information, that's probably actually the better pitch. Is like, what if people try to read our minds? They try to fuck with us. We're lower gen. So it wasn't a totally far-fetched thing, EE.
Yeah.
It was actually a really good move to ask
I
for it.
genuinely didn't mean it like, give us Diablerie now or anything. I meant it more like, you
Right.
might want to consider at some point,
Yep.
if the opportunity comes up to slide it in, be like, yeah, this person should be Diablerized. They've done good work.
Right. You did it for Camille for a similar reason.
Yeah, that is correct. It's not unprecedented.
Right. Damn, so much to think about.
That's the best way to end a session. Just go think.
How are we ever
Yeah.
supposed to... Oh.
I think I might pick something for my third discipline that I have never actually decided on.
Oh.
I have 3 core disciplines. It doesn't really matter because they're the same cost as everything else, but I never picked the last one.
Well, I spent all
Yes.
my experience points last time. Now I'm just trying to rack back up.
Yep, same.
I've got
Yeah.
20
Everybody
or
gets 2
something.
as always. So
Yep.
I think I've got
I went ahead.
22. That's
Wow.
Yeah, I've got quite a bit. You have to spend
I
it.
saved up for that fortitude dot, that fourth fortitude dot.
better.
5
That's the
points
other
of
thing.
potence is expensive.
Yeah, no
Oof.
doubt. Fuck. I've been thinking about Ollie and Dakota if we had to get in a fight because I was like, okay, Ollie can hit harder, but it's gonna take him a lot more hits to take Dakota down because my health is now at like 10.
yeah, you have a wall.
For
Nice.
what it's worth, I also still have Camille's blood.
Do you?
Yeah, the night wasn't over, so I still had
No, it's
fortitude
until you
too.
feed and you fed.
Oh, yep, that's correct.
Pick it up when you
Ah,
feed.
The fight would have happened before that.
before.
Oh, the
Yes.
fight. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd have had it for the
That's-
fight. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
True.
Yeah,
Almost
yeah,
forgot
that would have
about
been
that.
tough. But
Yeah.
yeah,
There was no
I
way
actually-
Rudy was going to fight you. Rudy was going to
No.
bug out.
No way. he
Like,
was
worst
not-
case scenario for you would he'd have gone shadow form and then used like shadow tentacles and you wouldn't have been able to hurt him.
So I'm still trying to like understand how damage is dealt specifically because I'm so used to a different kind of tracker.
Mhm.
I had 5 successes on my first hit,
Yep.
and then I had my potence on top of that. How do you track damage from there? Is there like, do I have to meet a certain number,
So
or is
you'd have done like, is it net over what he rolls on dodge?
Correct.
So
So,
he did-
or the difficulty I just have.
Yeah,
plainly
so it's like 5 minus the difficulty plus your 5 for your potency if you had
Potency.
that activated, right? And then because it wasn't aggravated damage because you didn't have a chance to activate that,
It
it
was
would have been
superficial.
halved and superficial.
Because if you were punching him for aggravated, you were just doing superficial to him, which is still
Yeah.
damaging. But
Yeah.
it's not like ripping
Hmm.
out his
So
heart or
maximum
anything.
you were doing 10 halved as 5, which is going to take Zach down, and that's if you're doing max, and that's if you no fortitude or anything. Like,
If you had 2 rounds where you could do potence and then next round fist of Cain.
or if you were like not attacking in fury, if you're not attacking in fury and you're going to surprise him, you could be like, I activate this, few seconds, I activate this, few seconds, and then you
Yeah,
strike. But that's not in anger. That's cold.
Yeah, that's you
So-
thinking and planning and plotting his murder. So you did
Yeah.
damage. You just didn't do enough to take him out in one punch.
Yeah, that's
If-
the
if-
problem.
if that had been with Fist of Cain, would it have made a difference?
It would have made it well. It would have taken him a whole lot longer to heal. He
yeah.
would have had to disappear. So with superficial damage, he's good in a couple minutes. With
Yeah.
aggravated damage, he needs a night to heal 1 or 2.
It would have been
No,
10
like,
minus
would-
his
would I-
DC.
Would with my hit, knowing that it had
It
been
wouldn't
aggravated.
it wouldn't have halved. But you also wouldn't have had that additional 5 on top of it from potence.
So you'd have done
Ah.
5 minus the
You would've
DC.
done-
with
Yeah,
with
he-
potence and Fist of Cain, would that
Oh, if you did potence and fist of Cain,
Yeah. would have been torpid?
10 minus the DC.
Yeah, you would have been. If he wasn't torpid, he would have been close. I don't want to tell you
Wow.
because then you could know.
Okay.
Yes.
Put it
If
this
he had
way.
bolt-
Unless he had fortitude, his max HP would have been 8.
Yep.
So depends on the DC, but like that's why I was
Damn.
saying until we learned about that rule today, I was like, I don't think there's any way if you just use your stuff, like there's no way for you to just not kill him in one hit. No way for anyone not to be killing one hit by unless you've got like Fortitude 5.
Yep.
Damn.
Couple more rounds though. If he didn't run, different story.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah, the next round. To be fair, I still up to that point had thought that I couldn't activate Fist of Cain while having Potence at the same time.
Right.
So had I been aware of that, I think the next round I would have just turned on Fist of Cain. Likely having opportunity putting me at four hunger. That was a question. I asked EE. Can I slake my hunger on another vampire?
Yeah.
Could I have torpid him from feeding on him?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
In fact, you can kill him from feeding on him because your fangs do aggravated damage. If you feed on him when he's full aggravated, he dies.
Yep.
In theory, the GM might be like, you should roll Diablerie now unless you literally stop halfway through.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, at that point, it would have just been like grabbing. What would happen had I grabbed onto him? Could he have just still just like vanished?
Shadow form, turn a shadow.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't even know what all this
Level
on would be.
4 or 5, you can just turn to a shadow. The only thing that does damage to the shadow is fire and sunlight.
Somebody
Literally.
mentioned in chat that Gangrel can see it. He threw it. The black whatever or something.
It's not in the rules for 5th edition, put it that way.
Yeah, I thought it was odd. I was like, really?
Maybe
Well,
from an older version, but
Hmm.
yeah, Stygian Shroud is the 4-power one. The vampire can summon a shadow that expands over every surface, including the bodies of victims.
oh, I wonder if they're thinking about what is it? Is it
See
the
in the dark?
protein one where you can
Protein
see in the
one.
dark.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
bet
that's
that's
probably
what they're
what they're
thinking
thinking.
about. Yeah,
It doesn't work. Not on this one. The
not on
shadow's
this like
impenetrable.
magic. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's like yeah, interesting. So many things to talk about.
Yeah.
Yep.
I missed
That
all of
said,
it.
one thing I don't like about the new Oblivion rules is that it's like 10% of the time you take a stain when you use the non-power one level ones.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
10%
They've-
is just too rough.
They've edged it closer to the abyss.
Hashtag Dark Ava rises.
Right.
I'm just gonna blow up the orphanage.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna do it.
To be honest,
So
I was going to
This is
offer,
the
except the
end.
fact that I have a thing that I can't do that.
Yeah,
So
and I knew that most of the coterie does have a thing against, except me.
Yeah.
so
That
mine
was
is
a smart play.
technically women, not children.
Oh, okay.
And for the record, if Bella had brought it back up that it had to be done, Dakota was going to do it for Ollie.
yeah,
She would.
I-
Yeah, she was going to take the stain.
I would be okay to do that as well because yeah, at this point I don't want that's to be on the coterie. I'm okay with it being on me. I've already, had to watch
Children
the
blow up.
children. Yeah, I've had to already experience it somewhat.
Yeah.
So, and felt partially guilty for that. So at that point I'm like, you know what? I've accepted how this is. I've accepted who I am.
I want to
And-
know what the Malkavians are going to say. I mean, this is in their territory.
If it's the prince's decree,
I was
then
gonna
you can't
say,
shit.
yeah.
Don't matter.
Yeah.
The problem is that
Second Inquisition.
if
it's
she
the
hasn't
prince.
told them, it might be like, yeah, there we go. We killed the Inquisition. We walk out, bloodied, really hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Malkavian shop and like,
If they're not informed, but you would assume that they're gonna at least be informed.
Yeah, Bella
Yeah.
will inform
yeah,
them,
the
I would-
Camarilla are really good at talking to each other in a timely manner.
Well, she's giving you 48 hours.
For something like this, I think, yeah, we'll be okay.
I'm excited.
If we don't see a clever or convenient way to handle this, Ollie might opt out because he doesn't want to have know that kids can die like that. It's not technically a conviction of his, but it's like a
Yeah.
mental tenet of his.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and especially coming back after seeing like your son.
Rowan, yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's the thing that I was wondering. And when I pitched it, I was like, I still think I've got to pitch it. But if you think it's like a fight that might be won, but is going to be incredibly hard and possibly lose, would Ollie still do it, knowing that he might save all the kids?
I don't know.
Because it's going to be hard
Probably.
whichever way, which was why I said, look, I'm going to let Ollie and Dakota make this choice because they're the fighters.
yeah. It's not like you're right. It's not like we could do much. It would be about them.
Like, you could give me that rifle and I could sit on a roof and I could shoot a few people. But other than that, bam, that's it.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of ideas. Yeah, a couple of ideas. I'll probably talk with you afterwards about it, EE.
Okay.
But it's going to be something that I'll have to do pretty much right as soon as I get back or as soon as I wake up. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I have thoughts too on ways of making this happen.
Pull the fire alarm. Why didn't I think of that?
That was my plan. Who said that? That was my plan. Was to tell you guys that we should pull the fire alarm and get them out of the building. And
Yeah, it'll
explode
get kids out. It won't get a militarized force out because the militarized force won't expose themselves, especially
Right,
if
but
there's
the
something
kids
going on.
will exit the building. That was my plan. Who read my mind?
Wait, we've been doing this.
Get out of my brain holes.
We can't announce it at the moment, but the project song that people have noticed, we've literally been doing this for like a week. Me and Dot have been going back and forth going, you read my mind!
Yeah, he'll message me and be like, fuck, I thought that last night. Like,
Yeah.
this has been going on for a week.
It's at least 3 things. I think this is the 4th thing where we've thought the same
I was
thing.
like, get out of my brain. Yep, that was literally going to be Dakota's suggestion.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it works, especially if you put Zach on a roof
That's
with a
smart.
sniper rifle, because as soon as adults
Yep.
start leaving, I can
I was
start
about to say,
shooting
yep.
a few of them.
Yep,
Right.
and the fire department will show.
Yeah. And if worst case scenario, you could blow up the building in front of the kids.
Yep,
Some
correct.
kids might die, but some will live.
Correct.
Hmm.
That was also my plan. Is like, who says we got to fight shit?
We'll still need to fight shit. We want to ideally get the information out. Like, Zach is very firm that we can just kill the Second Inquisition and we can probably win most of the fights, but eventually they're just going to kill us in numbers.
Ollie's pretty confident that he could get his arm around one of their throats while like invisible and move up, hostile action, grab them around the throat and just choke them out.
Yeah.
He's had to do it when he was a teenager, and now that he's this fucking meat stack of whatever he is, yeah, he's
Their Second Inquisition, though, they are prepared for your powers. Like, their surveillance will see you. You don't have the ability to look invisible in
Yep.
surveillance.
Yeah.
They probably have,
True.
like... There's a really crappy TV show that was actually really good in, I think, like, the late 90s here that showed on Channel 4 called Ultraviolet, which was basically,
Yep.
like, Second Inquisition hunting vampire type thing. And all,
Yep.
like, people had, like, little camcorder, like, flip-outs on the side of their pistols and cameras underneath, so they could look for vampires who wouldn't show up on the camera lens. But they probably have something similar, like, they will show up if you're obfuscated on the camera lens and stuff.
it takes about 9 seconds to choke someone out, and they can't chant if my hand is over their mouth.
True. We can't pray.
They can't pray.
And I don't know if you've ever been choked out before. I have. You don't think about pulling a gun. You
Nope.
think about freeing that fucking arm around your neck, regardless of what kind of training you have.
Mhm. I've got things that I haven't even put to good use yet. Like, I don't have to take cover against bullet fire, and I move stupid quick. And I'm
That's true.
literally built to fight them. For the
Yeah,
record.
this is definitely an Ollie. and
Because
Dakota mission.
I was about to say, because all of like the aggravated damage that I can do when my claws come out and stuff is all against humans, not vampires. I'm not built to fight vampires. I'm built to fight humans.
Man, that must be nice. I'm built to fight vampires.
To be fair,
So this is like I've been jonesing
all
for
powers
this.
below 3 are built to fight humans. Even most 3s are still built to fight humans. It's like 4 and 5 where you get the anti-vamp powers, and you went deep on 1, whereas Dakota's gone a little bit more eclectic.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to be able to use some of the fortitude
it's-
stuff that I've
it's
spent all
only-
this XP on.
Oh, since I've drank Camille's blood, does that mean I have access to her disciplines?
Yeah, because it was out of the body for a while, right?
For the temporary time, right?
No, if you drink someone's blood, you still get access
I
to the
will-
disciplines.
I will
I just don't know if. Go ahead.
I will check the rule system and see if there's any clarification, because by technicality, I think the answer is yes. But that would immediately make wanting to use this discipline something you never want to do, because then you sharing your power with other kindred, and that's not something kindred do freely.
Yep.
So there might be like a house rule or something. I'll look it up where it's like, well, this blood is specifically giving you 1 power temporarily, like it is imbibed in the
Like,
blood.
it's
but doesn't give
burning
you
that power out to give you it at full
Yeah.
potency rather than
Yep.
like the beginning
Yeah.
intro.
So
It's
I,
actually yeah.
it's the
it's
same
actually-
reason like I was like blood bond seems fucking sketchy with this power, just because it's so easy to blood bond
Yep.
people that you just give
Right.
them.
Well, it's why
That's-
actually
yeah.
on my 4th fortitude dot I didn't take that power.
Yeah, it
It's
just feels.
why
it just-
with Camille, I got the glasses and went, just bleed into the glasses, because you can only blood bond within 2 seconds or something of the blood leaving your body.
Yeah.
Yep. So I did not take that because I didn't want you guys sucking Dakota dry for all of her fortitude.
There's a potence ability that is similar.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't know exactly what it does. But you basically supercharge yourself based off of taking X blood. And I'm not sure
You
if
give
it's just like that.
person until they feed or until the end of the night, whichever is first, half your dots in potency.
So it's the same thing as the fortitude
Yeah,
one.
it's the celerity is the same as well.
Cool. So they all have like here share. That's way too. That's like a recipe for vinculum.
Yep, that's
Why I'm like
disaster.
Yeah, we should get
No.
one person with that in celerity, one person with it in fortitude, and one person with it in whatever. And then every night we just drink and we're like, yeah, we're a
Oh my
powerhouse.
god, that's the most
Oh my
incestuous
God.
I've ever heard ever.
Yeah.
It's what the Sabat probably do.
Nope, I don't need any of that in my
Heck
life.
yeah, Coterie Suckfest. Let's go.
Actually, you do that, and then you're mixing drinks, like you're putting your three together, mixing it
Oh,
around,
man.
little advice.
That's
That
brutal.
reminds me of the Three Horsemen. Have you ever heard of that Three Horsemen?
Mm-mm.
Or no, is it Three Horsemen? Is a shot drink where you mix Jack, Jameson, and what's the other one? The other J. There's one more. But basically, you mix those. Yeah, there's one more J. But the point is, you mix them all into the most horrible tasting shot you've ever tasted in your life.
There was one back at like a place near my uni, which was a Shed 7, which was 7 different types of high proof rum.
Ugh,
Yeah.
God.
God.
It was a student drink because it's high proof and tastes terrible.
Yeah,
It's not Jaeger, is it?
It might be Jaeger.
Oh,
Oh,
Jaeger.
yeah.
Nope, it's
Ugh,
Jaeger.
I
They
can't drink
agree,
Jaeger
Jaeger.
anymore. for
Jack,
all
Jack
the
James, and
right
Jaeger.
reasons. I used to do bar mat shots. That was where Dot used to be in life.
It's not so bad. Oh no, it's Jim, right?
Jim,
Oh,
that's it. That's it. Jim.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, oh yeah, so it's not.
Those
At least it's
names.
not
It
Jaeger.
was
Yeah.
Jim.
Jack Jameson and Jim. Just mix them all into a shot. It's awful.
I
That
mean,
sounds
Jim's
awful.
by itself.
True enough.
Well, we have digressed
So,
from
yeah.
vampire to drinking, which is what I think we all
Yes.
need to go do now.
Joke.
Good show,
That is
everybody.
very true.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the after show.
Yes.
By the way, before we go, have you any inclinations for people at home if it's going to be Saito or Camille next week? It sounds hard to me how to get Saito in,
Camille.
especially since we're talking about the orphanage.
It sounds like
So-
Camille since Akito's.
I would. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say. Camille.
I
Yeah.
don't see how I could get Saito in. I will still think about it, but it's probably like a 90% chance it's Camille right now.
Yeah.
Because if Saito turns up, it's, hey, he owes me blood and
That's true.
knowledge. And
Saito
Ollie will probably kill him if he comes near him.
Is a very busy boy right now.
Saito is a very troubled boy.
Also incredibly true, especially right now with his current situation.
He's in a bit of a pickle, if I do say so myself.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
guys.